Hi everyone, welcome back to Fountain Pen Deluxe. Just wanted to hop on with a quick video to share something fun that I got for Christmas and wish everyone a happy new year. So these are the MUJI Acrylic drawers. It was a very sweet gift from my husband after I sent him the direct link, and I got these to make my own fountain pen storage. And that's because I have these pen trays from Penn State Industries that I've had for a couple of years now, and I've just been waiting for the right time to do this project. So I thought we could do a little DIY project together and chat fountain pens and, yeah, just have some fun. First, you want to figure out your orientation. Do you want your pens to be vertical or horizontal? If you choose a vertical orientation like we're looking at now, you can fit 14 pens per drawer. If you do horizontal for longer pens, you can fit 7 pens per drawer. And I think most fountain pens will fit vertically because the drawers are about 6.5 inches deep and a typical fountain pen is 5.5 inches long. So it just depends on your collection and what you prefer. I had a few different cutting tools out to try, and I started with an X-Acto knife. First, I was just cutting into the air, which seemed like a bad choice, so I decided to make smarter decisions and got out my cutting mat. And the X-Acto knife worked pretty well. These mats are very flexible and forgiving, and you get 4 of them per pack, so you have some to work with if you make any mistakes like I did. But the X-Acto knife just felt a little bit wobbly and dangerous, so I would definitely recommend scissors. They cut through it without any issue, and I used scissors for the rest of this tray and the other trays that I put into my drawers. But basically, I just did a rough measurement by eyeballing what would be needed for the interior measurements of the drawer, and then cut it, and then did some detail cleanup around the edges. I think this acrylic drawer option is great because, first of all, it's pretty affordable. The drawers are around $45 or $50 on the MUJI website, and I will put the link in the description box below. And then the trays from Penn State Industries are $18, and I will include the link for that as well. So all in all, this was about maybe $65 or $70 after some coupons. And when I looked to see what else was on the market, I really could only find very large, bulky wooden cases. I saw some nice ones from Levenger, but those are upwards of $150. And like I mentioned, they're very large and only the top is glass, so you can only see one layer of pens. And one reason I wanted acrylic was so that I could see my fountain pen collection and enjoy it, because up until this point, I've had most of my pens in various pen cases or in a very sad and tattered faux leather binder that I got off of Amazon a long time ago. And what's happened is I've gotten into this rut of using the same fountain pens over and over again, re-inking them, and you know how it is, kind of out of sight, out of mind, which is so silly because we buy these pens because they're beautiful. That's a large part of it, in addition to the writing experience. So I'm hoping this will help me get inspired, just enjoy my collection, and re-ink and rotate through my pens more often. There's 5 drawers total in the MUJI acrylic drawer storage option that I chose, which means if you do the vertical configuration with 14 pens, you can fit 70 pens. I'm planning on doing 4 vertical drawers. I'll have my fountain pens organized by brand, and then I'm going to have 1 horizontal drawer for any of my larger pens. And that so far is only 1, which I will show a little bit later. And then one of the vertical drawers I'm going to devote to pens that need to be cleaned or re-inked, because I always set those aside and then forget about them or misplace them. So I'm going to put a little label on that drawer, and I think it will keep me pretty organized. So yeah, all in all, this was a really enjoyable project, and it took me about 30 minutes. If I can do it, I really think anyone can. I'm not handy at all, and I have a very difficult time conceptualizing size, so that's why I made a few mistakes, but I think it's pretty foolproof. So I would definitely highly recommend for anyone that is DIY leaning or just wants a very kind of slim and sleek fountain pen organization option for their desk. My holy grail pen tray is definitely the Toyuka Craft pen tray that has the pink felt lining. And one day when I get to a big pen show, I'm going to pick one up. but in the meantime, this will store all of my pens. The pen trays themselves have sort of a felt flocking on them, so your pens won't jostle around, and you can see that you can fit them very snugly next to each other. They're not touching, the clips aren't touching, and the drawers have enough clearance so you can open them without banging the clips at all, so that's awesome. And although I have a few pen stands on my desk for pens that are inked up, it's really best to store your fountain pens horizontally so that the nibs and the ink don't dry out from standing up, or the ink doesn't flood the feed and make a mess from standing upside down. Horizontal storage is always what I've seen recommended for fountain pens. Here are just some of the trays that I made. Here is the Myers Pen Co. Modified Alpha, the one pen in my collection that was too large to fit the vertical orientation. It's just a tiny bit too long. So I have one drawer horizontal, and I will fill it with some other smaller pens like Kaweco's or the Travelers Company brass fountain pen, just to fill up the extra space. But there you go. I would love to hear what everyone got, fountain pen or stationery wise. Did anyone get anything fun? I have a few things on their way to me. I placed my first journal pages order from Malaysia. I just usually buy my own Christmas gifts because I have very specific tastes. My husband actually bought me some MUJI notebooks, and none of them are fountain pen friendly, so it's very sweet, but that's where we are. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.